Right now, someone is listing a gun online that's worth twice what they're asking. They just don't know it yet. These are the 10 guns quietly turning into collector's gold, and if you own any of them, do not panic sell. There are guns that shoot, and then there are guns that grow. Most people can't tell the difference until it's too late. These are firearms that are quietly, steadily gaining value in the background, while most people are busy scrolling past them at gun shows. Some of them are still in production. Some of them look completely ordinary, but the collectors who know, they're not selling. They're stacking. So let's get into it, starting from number 10 and working our way up to the one that's probably already in your safe. Number 10. Springfield Armory M1A. Springfield is still building the M1A today in multiple configurations, from the compact SOCOM 16 to the competition-grade Supermatch. But the ones that are climbing in value aren't necessarily the newest ones off the line. It's the models built with original USGI parts that were actually made for the U.S. military's M14 program that collectors are going after hard right now. This rifle runs on a gas cylinder and rotating bolt system, and it hits in 7.62 by 51mm NATO. It's big, it's heavy, and it hits hard. But more than the mechanical side, the M1A carries something modern rifles can't replicate: a direct connection to mid-century American military doctrine. The AR-10 platform exists and it's more modular, sure, but it doesn't have the story. And in the collector market, the story is half the value. If you've got an M1A with USGI internals sitting in your safe, keep it. Number 9. Colt 1911 Series 70 Classic. John Browning designed this pistol in 1911, and over 100 years later, people are still paying a premium for it. That alone should tell you something. But here's what most people miss: not all 1911s are created equal. The Series 70 name is the important part. Colt still makes this gun today, and you can walk into a dealer and pick one up brand new. But the reason collectors are obsessed with originals from the 1970s comes down to one thing: the firing pin block safety is gone. Later models, the Series 80, added a firing pin block for legal reasons. It works fine, but it adds extra parts to the trigger system which softens the pull. The Series 70 has none of that. The trigger on a genuine Series 70 is crisp, clean, and mechanical in the best way possible. Shooters feel the difference immediately. Collectors feel it in their wallet when they go to sell. Whether you grab a new production model or hunt down an original, the 1911 Series 70 is one of those guns that simply doesn't lose its premium. It's American history you can hold in your hand. Number 8. Sauer P226 MK25. The gun market has gone completely crazy for striker-fired polymer-framed pistols with optics cuts. That's the trend right now, and it makes perfect sense for most shooters. But here's the thing about trends: they create blind spots, and the blind spot right now is the P226 MK25. This specific variant was built to the exact specifications requested by the U.S. Navy SEALs. The internal components are phosphate-coated to resist saltwater corrosion, and it runs a true M1913 Picatinny rail. It's an all-metal, double-action, single-action pistol in an era where most buyers want something lighter. That means prices on the used market are stable, the buyer pool is smaller but extremely serious, and the people who want one really want one. As the market keeps moving toward polymer guns, the MK25 becomes rarer in circulation. Scarcity plus a dedicated buyer base equals exactly one thing: value going up. Number 7. Zastava ZPAP M70 Imported AK-47s. The AK market behaves less like a traditional firearm market and more like a commodity tied to global politics. And that's exactly what makes imported rifles and the Romanian Wasser 10 such interesting holds. These aren't domestic builds, they come from legacy Eastern European factories with decades of manufacturing history behind them, and they're built to standards that most American-made AKs simply can't match. We're talking cold hammer-forged, chrome-lined barrels, 1.5mm bulged trunnions, and receivers that are engineered for a lifetime of use. Here's the real kicker: the supply of these rifles depends entirely on geopolitical stability and import regulations. One policy change, one trade restriction, and the pipeline closes. When it closes, prices spike fast. Anyone who remembers the Russian import ban knows exactly what that looks like. Owning a quality imported AK isn't just owning a rifle, it's owning a limited commodity that the government might make impossible to replace. Number 6. Benelli M4 M1014 variant. If you've subscribed to this channel, you already know the Benelli M4 is considered the gold standard for combat shotguns. It runs on the Argo system, which stands for auto-regulating gas-operated, using dual stainless steel pistons that self-regulate based on the load you're running. It eats everything from light birdshot to full magnum slugs without choking, but that's the standard M4. The M1014 variant is a different conversation entirely. The M1014 is the U.S. military-issued version, and the specific ones that came in with factory collapsible stocks and original military packaging are now pulling serious markups on forums and auction sites. They came over in limited import batches. Those batches are done. If you have one in the box with original documentation, you're sitting on something that a very specific, very serious group of collectors will pay real money for. Don't let it go cheap. Number 5. Winchester Model 94. In the world of lever-action rifles, two words carry more weight than anything else: pre-64. In 1964, Winchester changed how they made the Model 94. They moved away from forged steel receivers and milled parts to cut production costs. The guns still worked, but the market noticed the difference and never forgot. Winchester, now producing through Miroku, still makes the Model 94 today. You can buy a brand new one, but a clean pre-1964 Model 94 in good condition is a completely different asset. The old metallurgy, the hand-fitted components, the craftsmanship from a time when cutting corners wasn't the priority, all of it adds up. And because these rifles are over 60 years old now, the supply in truly clean condition keeps shrinking. Every year that passes, a few more get damaged, lost, or mishandled. The ones that survive in excellent shape keep getting rarer and therefore more valuable. And real quick, if you're getting value out of this video, go ahead and subscribe to Guns You Can't Live Without. We put out content like this regularly, and you don't want to miss what's coming next. Number 4. Colt Python. There is no gun on this list, or arguably any list, that combines mechanical artistry with collector demand the way the vintage Colt Python does. Colt brought the Python back into production in 2020, and the new CNC machine models are genuinely excellent firearms. But here's what happened when Colt relaunched it. The value of original vintage Pythons went up, not down. The originals, built between the 1950s and 1970s, were hand-fitted. Every cylinder locked up, every trigger pull was tuned by a skilled worker. The heavy underlug barrel keeps the .357 Magnum extremely controllable. The finish on a well-preserved original is in a class of its own. Collectors don't just want these, they compete for them. Auction prices for clean vintage Pythons have been climbing consistently, and the new production models, as good as they are, haven't stopped that. And if you have an original Python, you're not holding a gun, you're holding a blue-chip asset that genuinely outpaces standard market indices over time. That is not something you sell. Number 3. HK Mark 23. HK doesn't make this gun constantly. They produce it in limited, rolling batches, and then it disappears from shelves for months or even years. That alone would make it interesting. But the Mark 23 has something else going for it. It was engineered for SOCOM with zero compromises. The barrel features an O-ring that enhances lockup for match-grade accuracy. The recoil spring system was designed to handle tens of thousands of plus P rounds without breaking down. This is a massive, overbuilt handgun in .45 ACP that was never meant to be a civilian product. It became one anyway, and now collectors treat it exactly the way the HK seems to want them to, as something rare and worth protecting. Because HK controls the supply so tightly, you can almost always resell a Mark 23 at what you paid or higher. That's not luck, that's how controlled scarcity works. Number 2. Smith & Wesson Model 29. Clint Eastwood made this gun famous, the .44 Magnum, the most powerful handgun in the world, as the line goes. But what the movie didn't tell you is that not all Model 29s are worth the same, and the ones worth the most aren't the new ones. S&W still produces the Model 29 under their classic series, but the early generations, specifically the pinned and recessed variants like the 29-2, are the ones generating serious returns at auction. The pinned refers to the barrel pin, and recessed means the cylinder chambers were recessed to protect the case heads. Both features were removed in later production to cut costs. A complete 29-2 with the original mahogany presentation box is not just a revolver at that point, it's a documented piece of American firearms history, pulling premium prices from serious collectors. Number 1. FN SCAR 17S. This is one of the most expensive battle rifles you can buy on the primary market right now, and it still doesn't depreciate. That is genuinely unusual in the gun world. Most firearms lose value the second you walk out the door. The SCAR 17S in 7.62 by 51mm NATO is a different animal. It runs a short-stroke gas piston system that keeps carbon fouling far away from the bolt carrier group. In practical terms, that means it stays cleaner, longer, and runs more reliably under hard use than most direct impingement rifles. But beyond the mechanics, what makes the SCAR 17S a financial hold is its liquidity. A used SCAR in excellent condition consistently sells within 10 to 15% of retail. That's almost unheard of for a semi-automatic rifle. It's the kind of gun you can buy, shoot, enjoy for years, and sell without taking a loss. If that doesn't sound like a blue-chip asset, I don't know what does. If this video helped you figure out what's worth keeping in your safe, then hit subscribe because we've got plenty more where that came from. And the next video is already on your screen.